Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Shanae and today I'm going to talk to you about macarons. We're not going to make macarons, but I'm going to talk to you about how to fix hollow macarons. It's one of the most frustrating issues when baking macarons. I battled it for a couple of years at the beginning, and now I consistently get beautiful full shells, and I'm going to share with you all the tips and tricks I learned over the years. There are 7 things you want to pay attention to. We'll start with number 1, powdered sugar. Do not use homemade powdered sugar that you processed it in a food processor, because I talked to you about in my macaron tools and ingredients video. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch this video. In that video, I talked to you about powdered sugar. Commercial powdered sugar has a cornstarch as an ingredient in the mix. And that cornstarch helps to get that beautiful full macarons. So number 2 is meringue. And this one made the biggest change in my macaron fullness. You wanna mix your meringue properly and not to rush it. I have a whole video dedicated to meringue, all about science, visual cues, what you wanna look out for good meringue. You can watch this video here. And basically, you wanna mix it on a consistent speed for a long time. It takes about 10 to 13 minutes in my stand mixer to whip up my meringue, because I usually use on speed 2 or 4. So if you decide to mix your meringue on speed 2, stay with it. Try my meringue video, make the meringue how I make them, and see if it makes a difference for you, because I betcha you will see a big difference. And number 3 is macaronage. When you're mixing the dry ingredients into the meringue, when you over mix the batter, it tends to cause the hollow macarons. So just pay attention to your macaronage, don't over mix it, and you should be good to go. Another most important thing, piping technique. You want to pipe your macarons, hold your macarons upright at 90 degrees. Squeeze the batter with one hand from the top and use this other hand only to guide the tip. So with a consistent pressure, you pipe it from the top, not from the side, like from 90 degrees. And that makes a big difference. If you go like around like this, you're adding like a lot of air bubbles. You can add bubbles into your shells, and you don't want to do that. So make sure to pipe it correctly. Then number 5, make sure to double check your oven temperature with a different external oven thermometer, because sometimes your oven may be lying. And like, for example, if it's too high temperature, you don't bake your macarons all the way. So and then it causes underbaked macarons, and when you pull it out, they look perfect, right, on the outside, because they'll start browning or whatever, and you think it's ready, and you pull it out. What happens is that wasn't baked all the way inside, and when you bring it out, the cookies collapse inside, causing the hollow macarons. So make sure to double check your oven temperature and bake your macarons all the way. So the number 6 was underbaked macarons usually also collapse and cause the hollow macarons. So make sure to play around with your oven temperature. Number 7, say if you bake your macarons and they're not like completely hollow, they have a little bit space between the shells and the cookie. And that's normal. I just don't want you to obsess about it. If you fill the macarons and mature it for 24 hours, they usually fill back up. So if you have a little bit gap in the shell, don't worry about it. Fill the macarons, mature it, and see the magic. It will be full back up again. So that's 7 things that I would like you to try next time when you make macarons and see if you make the difference. And to summarize, I feel like 2 things really made a difference in my experience. I worked on my meringue technique, whipping the egg whites at the low consistent speed made the biggest difference. And then the piping technique, I demonstrated earlier for you, and just make sure you're piping it correctly and not going up, down or up and down or from the angle. Just make sure to squeeze it with a consistent pressure all the way until your template, your circle is full. Those two things made the biggest difference for me in fixing my hollow macaron issue. So I'm really hoping you can try this and you'll fix it. If you do see the difference with these tips, please let me know. I love hearing from you. I love hearing your macaron success. Just brings me joy to my work. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye.